You are going to be investigating the park problem. Meet Gloria. Gloria has a younger brother that she watches when her parents go out. During this COVID quarantine, the only place that they can go to is the park. Her brother loves to play catch. After coming back from playing on Tuesday, her brother accidentally popped the ball they were playing with. Ugh. She hopes that she can find some items at home to make a toy before going to the park tomorrow. Her parents work and won't have time to go to the store till the weekend. She decided to figure out what would make the best ball replacement. Gloria texts you to ask for help. You're going to do an experiment to help her find the best replacement. So stop and think. What could you change about how the ball is made or what the ball is made up of? You want to be able to ask the question, how does blank affect what makes the best ball? This could be, how does size affect what makes the best ball? Or how does material affect what makes the best ball? How does weight affect what makes the best ball? You're going to decide what variable you want to change in your testing. Things to consider when you're setting up this experiment. Pick only one characteristic to test. Build all the prototypes first. So build all of your toys or your designs for the different balls first, and then test them second. It'll be easier to make sure that you keep everything the same if you build first before you start throwing them. Think about what do you want to keep constant or the same for all the tests. How are you throwing? Where are you throwing it? And thinking about weight or size if those are not the things that you're changing. Think about how many times you're going to conduct this experiment. If you just toss the ball once, is that enough? Do you need to repeat it to make sure that nothing is a fluke or a mistake? And finally, how are you going to record this data to keep it all organized? Are you going to make a list, a data table, a chart, videos? What are you going to do? Criteria, these are the must-haves. Now, if you have a ruler, you must use the metric system to measure the distance the ball travels. The minimum distance needs to be 6 feet or 182.88 centimeters. That way, they maintain social distance when Gloria and her brother are playing with friends outside of their family. If you don't have a ruler, you can use anything to measure at home, such as the length of a phone. So you could measure in iPhones. You could measure in TV remotes. You could measure with the length of your hand or your feet. Constraints. These are your limitations. Wherever the ball lands first is the distance to measure. Don't count anything if the ball rolls or slides on the ground. You can only use materials you find at home that your parents have approved. Please don't start taking things without asking. And this is not something your parents should have to go to the store to buy. Think about what you have around the house, like aluminum foil or old paper that's going to be recycled, or cardboard that might be getting thrown out, or even socks. Those can be replaced, and hopefully you don't destroy them during your testing. And you can't use any actual ball because you're trying to replace a toy ball. So, for example, you can't go find a baseball or a bouncy ball or any other round object. You want to make these yourself. Fill in the blank to complete what question you're investigating. How does blank affect what makes the best ball? Fill out your plan here. What are you going to do? What are you going to make things out of? You can include photos or descriptions for what your setup is going to be. On this slide, include your data, however you've chosen to organize it. And then finally, you're going to be sharing your results. Use the Padlet to explain what you did and to answer your question from slide 4. How does blank affect what makes the best ball? So you want to state your claim. The best ball to play catch with is blank. Back up your claim with evidence. I know this because to round out your results.